Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a preview of Astro ROVE, the third in the ROVE series, well I guess fourth if you count the kids one. And as always, I do not ever accept money from publishers. I'm just covering crowdfunding games to help you make an informed decision. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our weekly podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So I have covered the original ROVE and Aqua ROVE and ROVE Kids or ROVE Junior, whatever it was called on the channel before. This is the newest one, and it should be on crowdfunding soon or as of this video launching. So I'm going to teach it though like it's fresh. You can skip past this rules section if you've seen the other ROVE games before. I think you'll still be able to see pretty quickly where things kind of have changed. I will say it's a little bit like original ROVE. It's a little bit like Aqua ROVE. It has a little bit of its own thing. It's definitely like a mishmash of the mechanics. But the basic idea of ROVE is you have a current mission. Here, I guess I should deal that out. In this case, it is the recycle mission. And it gives you a specific orientation of how these modules, these 6 module cards, have to be. So they have to be in this exact configuration, the white one being any module type, and the brain and the little probe icon being the specific matching modules. So like here, if I could get, I don't know, like that there, and that, there we go. That would be, sorry, I'm going to have to zoom out for this. That would perfectly match the configuration of the current mission. Once that happens, you complete the mission, and whatever the top card is of the deck, you put that as the next mission, and you keep on doing that until you complete 7 missions. So that's the, I don't know where these were. That's the core thing you're trying to do in the game. Now, how you get the modules in those places is by playing action cards. You start with 3 to 5 based on your difficulty. I'm playing at sort of medium difficulty with 4. And in Astro ROVE, this is different than the original ROVE, although I think Aqua ROVE did this the same way. The card will tell you what kind of movement you can do and how many moves you can make. In this case, 3 moves that are in an orthogonal direction, and the full arrow means that the piece you're moving can jump over other cards. So here, if I played this one for 3 movement, I could be like 1, 2, 3, although note that after every move, all cards have to be connected to the overall whole. They can be diagonally adjacent to each other, but you cannot have a card that is like completely off on its own after a given move. You also have cards that will give you moves in the diagonal directions as well, although note that the number of actions is lower. And I don't have any of them, but there are also cards who will give you even more moves, but each movement is in a single direction, or sorry, a single space, and they can't jump over other cards. Now, if you play a card whose movement type matches the bonus movement type in the upper right-hand corner of the current mission, in this case, it is the one type that I don't have, then you get a bonus action. So like here, this one, if Glide was the current mission, where it has a bonus for the orthogonal and diagonal, any number of spaces movement, then if I played this card, I would get 3 actions instead of 2. And that is another thing that is new to Astro ROVE, by the way. The final thing that is really new to Astro ROVE is that you have special powers on each of the action cards at the bottom. These are things that in Aqua ROVE and the original ROVE used to be on the modules themselves. They still have special powers. We'll get to that in a second. So this thing here lets me move any modules that is adjacent to the window or bubble module, whatever that is. And you can do this before or after any of your action uses. So I could like do 2 moves, then do that, then do my 3rd move. Now, once you complete the mission, even if you still have actions left for a given card, it gets discarded. Whenever you complete a mission, you get to draw another card. So if you can complete missions in a single card, then you kind of keep up with the momentum of the game and you're going to win. But often you'll need to use like 2 cards to complete a mission. You only get 1 back. Then if you need to use 2 more cards, you only get 1 back. So that's how you lose the game. If you ever don't have any cards left to complete a mission, then you're done. Final thing to know, and then we can jump in. The new module powers, again, the things that are over here, these little special powers, these used to be on the modules in both ROVE and Aqua ROVE, but now the modules instead all have the ability to flip and become a different module once per game. So you could have like 2 of the same module. And this can be great because it'll let you finish up your missions. You know, suddenly like, let's say I had this over here. Whoops, that one. Where is it? This one. Oh, now it is the probe thing that I needed to be over there. And additionally, you can flip them so that, you know, your powers on the action cards will work out better. But that is it. That is how to play Astro ROVE. Let's just go ahead and give it a try. All right, so I need to get this one over here. And I guess like that one there, that one like, yeah, it's kind of a complicated thing. Let's look at the powers I have. Yeah, I don't think I see any way to complete this in one card without flipping the modules, which I don't want to do already. Okay, so this one I'm going to play. Lets me do 3 orthogonal moves, and I can move any module to be adjacent to this blue one at any time. So the best way I saw to do this would be I can move that one to there. That's 1 action. Move this to there. That's 2 actions. Use the power to move the brain adjacent to the blue. That's 3 actions. But then, yeah, I need 2 more actions to get these into the right place because I can't do a diagonal move. Unfortunately, I would have much rather had that type of movement on either card in my hand. All right, so I run out of actions. Now I need to decide what I'm going to do for the next one. Now, I can look at the next thing. So these are kind of in a decent play, especially if I can swap. And so this one, letting me swap any module with that might give me an easy way to like get this to the top. What I'm doing is I'm looking at the glide mission coming next because you can see the next mission coming. So I want to maintain that card, and I like to have variety in my movement options so I can benefit. So I'm going to use this card to finish things off, and I can do a bunch of movements, but unfortunately I'm just going to do that. So I have the correct configuration for recycle. So that's 1 mission down. I should be stacking. I'm just going to put them out of the the frame so they don't distract from things. Okay, so my new mission is glide, and I get that as a new card. Still none of those pushy moves. Okay, so I probably want to use this one because I like being able to swap that module with something else, and I'm going to get +1 move. So I'll just assume I'm using this even before I kind of look through and figure out what I want to try to do. And by the way, the play is going to look really quick, but what you don't realize is every time I'm about to like play an action card, I take like a minute to figure out what the heck I might want to do. Okay, I think I can do this in 1 set of actions if I did this right. So it was 1, 2, and then I get a 3rd one because of the bonus, 3, right? That's the correct configuration. And then I can swap this with this because of the action. Booyah! That is staying ahead of the curve because now I get a card for a card. So that's my 2nd mission. By the way, I did not pay any attention what the next mission wants. Hey, I got the last kind of movement. So yeah, it gives you 4. So I can swap the DNA or like, what is that? Atom module with anything. I can swap the thruster module. I'm looking at these more closely and realizing like that one I always thought was a hat. That one I thought was a, I don't know what I thought it was. Or I could swap the brain one with any module. What do I need to do? Assist. I need to get the brain, maybe like over there would be easiest. Then I can swap those, get something over there. Ooh, this lets me swap the brain with any module and matches the bonus. That seems pretty good. Oh gosh, how am I going to get this guy like over to here or here? Yeah, I'm actually thinking maybe this one is the best because I still get the bonus movement, but I can swap this with any module, which is much more in line of like where I need to get that. So let me consider this for a second. Yeah, I don't think I can do it. All right. Still going to use this, I think. And I want to do, what was my thought? 1, 2, I guess. 3, 4, and swap those. All right, and then I see the next card come in. Seems like this might be better since it requires a brain. So let's, by the way, I'm not flipping modules. I probably should be considering that more, but let's go and use this one so I can do 4 moves, each one in a single space, like in any direction though. So I just need to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, great. Yeah, not feeling good about this though. So that's my 3rd mission. I have contact next. I only have 2 cards, and neither of them gives me the advantage or the bonus. Yeah, I can't figure out a way to do it. Oh well. So I'm going to use this card. I'll do, what was I thinking? So 1, 2, and then I want to do the swap, and then 3. That's it for that one. And I got to use my last card. Pretty terrible. So yeah, I can do 1, 2. Now, is there anything else I can do to get ready for the next card? So I can move any module to be adjacent to that one. I don't know. This is going to be a bad game for me. Okay, that's my 4th mission, but I get a new mission. Whenever you have run out of cards, you immediately just flip the deck over. You do not reshuffle. Okay, and I do have one that's giving me a +1 bonus, so I got a chance. Move any module to be adjacent to blue. Now this is great. That already being in place. I guess that one is a single move away from being in place. And it wouldn't disconnect everything, but then it would again in a second. Okay. But yeah, I think I can do this. Let's see. So it's 4. So I can do 1. Everything's still connected. And then I can't do that because that would disconnect everything. So I can do 2. Move any module to be adjacent to blue. Boom. 3. So I actually still had 1 action left. That's my 5th mission. Still haven't flipped a module. Like, clearly I should be thinking about flipping modules so I can, not use as many cards. Because now I'm just kind of at the, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this with 2 actions. Give me a break. Yeah, there's like literally, there is no possible way to make this look like that. Okay, so I'm done. 5 missions out of 7. Oh, that was bad. I won my last 3 games in a row. I guess I got overconfident. So what do I think of Astro ROVE? It's great. If you are new to the ROVE series, I think this is a great jumping in point. In some ways, I think it's a little bit simpler than the original ROVE and Aqua ROVE because mostly you only need to pay attention to the cards. In ROVE and Aqua ROVE, you had to kind of keep your head on a swivel a bit to look at like the abilities here as well as the cards. So I think this kind of simplifies it. Now, not really, because if you're smarter than I was in this play, then you should also be paying attention to the modules and what can become something else, and that's going to help you be more successful. But I do think kind of keeping everything locked into just the cards, the movement, and the abilities. I guess it does give you more to think about when you're picking which card to play from your hand. So maybe I'm lying when I say that this is a potentially more straightforward version of ROVE, but I do think it works pretty well. The core gameplay of ROVE is great. Like, I love ROVE. I love the whole ROVE series. And this continues to be a fun one if you like sort of pattern formation games or like limited action puzzle games. This one's great. Now, how do I feel it compares if you already own 1 or more ROVE games? I will say, I think moving the movement abilities to the cards, which Aqua ROVE already did, is still probably the biggest change up in the system. So if it were me, I would say if you're going to own 2 of them, I would own the original ROVE and either Aqua ROVE or this one. I do think Aqua ROVE and this one are kind of competing in similar spaces. Again, they've got their differences. This one has the powers here and the ability to flip modules, whereas Aqua ROVE still has the powers on the modules themselves. So yeah, actually, I guess maybe like ROVE and Astro ROVE would give you the widest diversity of play experiences. Now, should you get all 3? I don't really think you need that. I'm fully happy with the original ROVE, although I'd like to have the other ones that kind of splash in sometimes. But I think they all kind of hit a similar play experience. It's kind of like Button Shy with the Opolis series, Naturalopolis, Sprawlopolis. Like, yes, each of them provides something slightly different, but it's not drastically different. And really, your best value is going to be getting 1 of the sets, and then everything else is kind of gravy on top of that. Now, they might have a way to combine the sets, which I know they did for Aqua ROVE, although I never got to play that because I never got the final version of the game, and I have not heard yet whether they're going to do that for Astro ROVE or not. But if they do, then that would give more of a reason to own 2 or 3 of the sets. But yeah, if you're already deeply into ROVE and you already love the gameplay, you're going to like this one too, and it's not that expensive. But I also don't think that it is a huge change up from the other games. I think they're all enjoyable in their own way, but you definitely don't need to own all of them no matter what. So there you go. Go check out the crowdfunding page for Astro ROVE. You can make your own decisions. And thanks for watching, everybody. Special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Steve Wren, KCW, Andrew R., and Chris C. We'll see you at the next stop.